Hey, can you see me now? Put some light on this situation. So today we're gonna make some coffee. But first, let me say this. I'm not sponsored by anybody. Anything you see me use, you'll see it's dinged up. It's been used. It might even be a little dirty. It's got my own stickers on it. It's not stuff that I've just boxed up and unboxed and used once or twice and boxing up and sending back. I'm not sponsored by anybody, but if you want to send me something free, go right ahead. Now onto the video. So as you can see, I love my coffee. I love my coffee cups. Each one of these coffee cups has a story. Places I've been, people I've known, places I've worked. I sit back in the mornings and have a cup of coffee in one of these cups. Brings back good memories, each and every one of them. And then I love my coffee. I've got several different coffee makers of all kinds. I have 2 or 3 different capping coffee makers. But today we're making the best coffee. And the best coffee is a cold brew coffee. And this is the coffee maker I make it in. I've had it for several years. It's great. Comes with this little measuring cup that shows you has a line there for your strength of your coffee. Has this little manual here. Has recipes, ways to set it up, things of that nature. It did have a little glass beaker with it that was really nice. I liked it a lot, but it was really thin. And just a little tap after a couple uses and it just shattered. So the first thing you want to do when you want to make the best cold brew coffee is you want to use a good beans. This caribou coffee is really good. Anything that's marked organic, or if it has this certification right there from the Rainforest Alliance, I really believe in those people. I really believe they're doing a good job. So we got to grind our beans. And the way we do that is with our Omega juicer. You've seen this before. I've used it. This is the second time. I haven't even made any juice with it yet. So we're going to flip it on. The first sticker you're seeing is from Biscuit Head in Greenville, South Carolina. There's a southern take I say on that food fad known as toast. So it's great homemade biscuits with a lot of homemade things that you can put on those biscuits. It's really a fun place to go visit. If you're ever in Greenville, South Carolina, I'd go visit. So we're going to grind some coffee beans. First thing we got this little chute here. This is a little bit noisy, this juicer. We're going to put a few at a time. You don't want to put too many at a time or it'll get locked up. When it does get locked up, it has a switch on the back. And the on-off switch goes that way, and if it gets locked up, you push it the other way, and it backs it up. Sometimes you even have to do this when it's juicing, and it will unclog those coffee beans. This is a mighty strong machine. It really does its job. Now the only thing is you can't adjust how fast you want the beans, and it does grind them pretty fine. You can see right there, it's coming out fairly fine. It does a really good job. So we're gonna need what is it? Let's say right here says we need 3.5 cups. So I'm gonna grind this up and get 3.5 cups, and then we'll continue. Let's finish this up now. So I used to worry about how much coffee I drank. You know, I drink 4 or 5 cups a day. And then I read where Voltaire used to drink 50 cups of coffee a day. So I became less concerned. And then I had some liver tests come back. And from my research on the internet, the number one good thing you can do for your liver is drink coffee. So I'm not worried about my 4 or 5 cups a day, especially when it's this beautiful cold brew coffee. So here we are back. We have right at 3.5 cups, maybe a little bit more after I've cleaned it out, it looks like. So that doesn't really matter. Not a whole lot. We're going to measure it anyway. So we're going to take our coffee, pour it right into our cylinder there. We're going to take and we're going to smooth that out a little bit. Make it a little bit more level. That's some good smelling coffee right there. So now we need some good water. And according to our directions, we need 5 cups of water. So another one of the little items that I use, and I use a lot, is this water distiller. It's not a Yeti distiller. It's this distiller right here if you look it up on Amazon. I've used it. I use it a couple of times a week. And it is a really great thing. It saved me a ton of money. I use a lot of distilled water in all my stuff. So we need 5 cups. So we're going to add, what we're going to do is, it's a beautiful day out there in Colorado, in the mountains of Colorado. Really is a beautiful day. So what we're going to do is we're just going to add 2 cups for right now. So there's it's a half a liter. Let's spin it around to the cup side. I'm a cup kind of guy. And what we're doing here is we're just going to add 2 cups. And what the purists would say, the hipsters, baristas, all them kind of fancy people would say, we're doing this and we're letting the coffee bloom. So we're going to pour this on there. We pour it right there, and then it has that raindrop. That's really good. And we're going to let that bloom for about an hour. So, hey Siri. Let's see, where's Siri at? Hey Siri. Set a timer for 60 minutes.
Your timer is set for 1 hour.
Thank you. So, we will be back in 1 hour. So Siri's telling us it's been right at an hour. Let's see if we can cut her off. There we go. So now we've added 2 cups of water. You can see where the coffee has risen in there. It's bloomed, as they say. Oops, here I am. Here we go. There we go. You can see where it's kind of bloomed up in there and then sunk back down. That's what they call blooming. So here we go. We're going to add the next 3 cups of water to make a total of 5 cups. Add a little at a time. It rains down in there. Of course, nothing is level here at the ranch where I live. It's 100-year-old buildings, and this building isn't quite that old, but it's still old. So there we have it. So now, you see that will not fit down in there, but we'll make it work. But so there we got it. So now we're going to let this sit for approximately 10 o'clock in the morning. We will see. We wake up in the morning and it'll basically be done. I think most recipes call for 12 hours. I let it go overnight, whatever it is. And then so around 7 or 8 in the morning, we'll finish it up. Here we go. Back to you. Hey, so here we are back. It's been 24 hours. You know, you could do it less. You could do, but the minimum I would think would be about 14 hours. Usually what I'll do is make it kind of mid-morning and then let it go all day. And when I get up the next morning, I'll go ahead and finish it then. So here we go. What's left is coffee here. We got our coffee set up. You can see the grounds are fully saturated. Ready to go. I've got, unfortunately, like I say, a little glass beaker that came with it just shattered after just a little touch. I was really disappointed in that. So I had a nice little beaker, and then this little measuring cup was the lid for it. This little measuring cup is nice because you can measure out the strength. But all you do, this is really nice. It has a little filter in there. And then you just push that down, and then there's your black gold coming down. So this is the OXO grips. This is the coffee maker through Amazon that I got. Like I say, this little measuring cup is nice when you first start using it. It has a little line on there. But after a while, like, I just know where I want to, you know, about the place where I want to make my strength of coffee. You can, of course, do whatever strength you want. I use this little jar here. My friend gave me this Smith Creek coffee moonshine 3 or 4 years ago. Now I just put my cold brew in there and keep it in the refrigerator. So there's a couple of different things you can do. You know, a lot of times I'll just take and make a regular cup of coffee. I'll just add almost boiling water, or I'll freeze. I will freeze the coffee in ice cubes. I'll put the coffee in ice cubes, and then I'll take them out and take the cubes out, put them in a glass with some coconut milk. That's a tasty beverage. Another good beverage. I haven't done this in quite a while because I'm really cutting back on the sugar. But there's a really good, rich, dark chocolate whole milk out there. And so I use a couple of ounces of that to a glass of cold brew to a glass of that chocolate milk. I also have this amazing grass. They make some good products. I use their wheatgrass juice powder. And then so in the afternoon, especially when I'm working long days, I will use this. It calls for 10 ounces, I believe, of liquid. So I'll use like 7 ounces of coconut milk, and then I'll use 3 ounces of coffee, that cold brew concentrate. And that's a really great pick-me-up for the, you know, in the afternoon, midday pick-me-up. So you can see it's coming out. It just comes out a little at a time. It'll take it a little while to come out. Now, the last thing, and this is really, you know, some of the coffee purists out there are going to cringe when I say this, but I let this get to where it's just dripping. And once it starts just giving out drips, I'll shut it off and I'll add 3 more cups of water to it. And then I'll let that sit overnight. And then, you know, you'll have then it'll be regular coffee. So I'll have regular coffee in the morning already ready to go. All I have to do is heat it up. You know, there's no problem with getting the most value you can out of something. And since this is such a process, you know, I think it's worth it. And there's nothing wrong with it. I've done this several times, and it's a great cup of coffee. Another thing about the cold brew coffee, brewing coffee this way, is, you know, it takes the bitterness, or you don't have the bitterness that you do in the regular brewed coffee. So that's about it. Just subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and up next, another nutritious crock pot stew for a good cold day coming up. See ya. Do 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 do. Continue to the next video. Subscribe. Give me a thumbs up.